Puff and Ja Rule was cool. But at one time, Puff was trying to trick Ja Rule into going at Jay-Z. But now him and Jay-Z is like freaking frat. Crazy how things work out, huh?
Petals is sinking fast, like a drunk guy at a wild party. And he's not going down alone. Even Jay-Z, his longtime friend and party buddy, doesn't want to sink with him. Despite the rumors, the best move for Petals now is to stay quiet. Now it turns out Jay-Z also had a run-in with Tupac. Jay-Z was actually afraid of Tupac because he knew some stuff about him and was thinking about exposing it. Things got so intense that Tupac made Jay-Z nervous and wouldn't even let him leave his hotel room to perform.
Pac was in Vegas, and him and his dudes now. And they wasn't gonna let Jay-Z come out the hotel. They found out where Jay was at. And Jay wasn't gonna come out the hotel. He was gonna miss that performance or whatever like that. But then Dame Dash called some people and they got back to Chaz and they made some phone calls. And Suge Knight had said, yo, that ain't me, bro. That's Pac with his wild self, man. I'ma call him off, Jay. So he called the dogs off. Suge called Pac and they let Jay go do his concert and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? There was something that Big D and Chaz, you know, they took and I think probably Eric B, they talked to Suge about it, and Suge talked to Pac, and he allowed Jay to do his concert.
So Tupac, he found out Jay-Z was performing in Vegas and he tried to stop that from happening, but after Suge Knight spoke with Tupac, he ended up performing.
Yeah.
So that story really is true. Tupac, he really had an issue with Jay-Z. He really didn't like him then.
Not at all.
Do you think it's because he was cool with Biggie, his affiliation with Biggie?
I don't know why he wasn't doing it, bro, but I know he wasn't letting him do that concert, and Jay was scared of the motherfucker. Jay wasn't coming out that hotel until he got clearance.
You and the Mad Rapper, the guy that was doing all them skits for the Bad Boy albums, what's the issue between both of y'all? Because you said he said something about you, right?
Man, the Mad Rapper is Angelo. What is it? Angelo? What's his cat name? He's one of the hitmen, and he talking shit. You know, all these guys gotta stay in Puff pocket, bro. You understand? The Mad Rapper was gonna they was gonna give him a deal, and Puff told the nigga, "Yo, listen to me. That's your voice, but that's my ideal. That's my shit. You ain't doing nothing with it." They were gonna try to give him a show, album, all that shit. She ain't go nowhere, cause Puff ain't wanted to go nowhere. But here this dude is still sucking them off, you understand, and then want to talk bad about me. You don't know my relationship with this dude. I knew this dude before you knew this dude. This Puff nigga came up under the same game. You understand? I was taking care of him at the building, at the red zone, when he was around the streets with us. I took care of this kid, made sure he was all right.
I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know, how could you know that somebody was raping a little girl just because it was put in a different sentence structure?
Yeah.
And you still think it's okay until the rest of the world says so?
So then I got a question for you. So you said you don't want to comment on Diddy, right? And
I didn't want to comment on it. I said there's certain things.
Well, wait a minute though. Then it's a double standard, because with Diddy, it's been proven that what he's done with young, speculation with young boys and all these other things that come up with 30 million.
I'm not running around.
Do you think the market needs to know about that?
But I know him personally.
Right.
You don't know Paul's Puff.
So
I know him.
I don't know R. Kelly personally. You do.
Right.
So why would I jump in conclusion if I don't know the guy personally?
What I'm saying is, if you hear a guy raped a 15-year-old.
Right.
Are you interviewing him?
He's got an open invitation.
I wouldn't.
I know you wouldn't.
Yeah. That's where we differ. So I guess what I'm saying is, what I was asking, and again,
Jay-Z has had fights with many rap artists, and one of them is The Game. In his song dissing Jay-Z, he hinted that Jay-Z might be a secret pedophile. Even though Jay-Z never directly denied it, the lyrics strongly suggest otherwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I guess you said wasn't.
I think it was more geared towards Ja Rule.
Right.
Because I remember Ja Rule being on like MTV Cribs saying he had the first Maybach and he was in New York, and at that time 50 was beefing with Ja, and so again I just jumped in, and I had knew and met Ja before I met 50, but I mean I was riding with G on this, so it was what it was.
Well, Jay-Z had a freestyle on Flex.
Yeah.
And he kept using the word game.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again, which seemed like it was a shot.
It was. And I think that that if Jay-Z even says your name once, you know what I'm saying, you should feel proud because you scratched the surface with one of the best, hip hop artists of our time. And I think that to this day, again, I've never seen Jay since the 4040 Club back in that day with him and Henchman, and when we were in there politicking. And I've never done a song with Jay, and we just haven't crossed paths again. Maybe my Rock Nation brunch, maybe my invite get lost in emails.
Right.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's in the spam.
It's in the spam folder. I'm sure that's what it is, yeah.
Hov know what it is. I think that at this point, I think he has a lot of respect for me. We got mutual friends, Pharrell and Busta and Swizz. I think he has a lot of respect for me. I definitely got a lot of respect for him. It was never really no malice. It was more a hip hop thing. He was the top dog, and I tend to do that. Even on my last album with, throwing shots at Eminem and beefing with Eminem, it was just me being upset with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre can't out-rap me, so I just went at M just because that's just how I get sometimes. But it's always competitive. It ain't like I'm gonna see M and be like, what's up now? You know what I'm saying? It's M. You know what I'm saying? And then M took his shots on a record that dropped. Yep. And M is a funny guy.
Well, but, you responded to Jay in the song My Bitch.
Yeah. So again, I get real disrespectful when I'm beefing, man. Yeah. And Jay took all that shit to heart, and I don't know if he's forgiven it at this point. It's been a long time.
Well, didn't he clear like a sample?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it's gotta be good. Like I said, I just haven't crossed paths with Hov in a minute. But again, I think we both Sagittarius. We both great rappers. Obviously, for accolade wise, and as far as like his career has spanned, he's gonna be highly touted. But as far as like skill set, Hov is not confused on what I can do when I sit down and really get to, lyrically demolishing shit. And vice versa, man. I got nothing but respect for Hov.
Well, by 2006, because of all the back and forth with G-Unit, you actually left Aftermath and signed to Geffen A&M, which was a subsidy of Interscope.
Yeah,
right?
that was some Jimmy Iovine bullshit. He put me on Geffen to separate me from Interscope and what they had going, I guess, so they could say the game is no longer signed to Interscope, or maybe it was him and 50, or it definitely wasn't Dre. But who gives a fuck? It was just some secretary punching paperwork, because Geffen and Interscope were in the same building.
They're under Universal, yeah.
I didn't personally give a fuck whose name was on the back of the album. Like, I didn't care. So, David Geffen was always good to me, and Jimmy Iovine was good to me until he wasn't. I seen Jimmy not long ago, and it was like, what's up, gang? What's up, Jimmy thing. I think he know how I feel at the end of the day.
Jay-Z and Diddy are two master planners when it comes to snitching on people. Not many believe that they facilitated the imprisonment of Suge Knight by telling on him to the feds.
Suge Knight was bringing terror onto Uptown Records, had them scared. You understand? Had them scared. That's why Andre Harrell would hire a person like Bill Whitfield that was a strong dude that didn't care about nothing and that would do his thing against somebody or anybody. He did everything to protect Andre Harrell. But and this is the situation, Suge was extorting them, and they thought he was using extortion tactics. You understand? To get Mary J. Blige's contract right, to get Jodeci contract right. And it was this other person, I don't know if it was Jeff Red, I don't know who it was, but it was somebody else in Uptown Records that he was helping to try to get their contracts right. Because they wasn't getting no points, no publishing, they wasn't getting nothing but show money. You understand what I'm saying? So now, when Puff, Kirk Burrows, that's the other person that was with them, they go up to the feds with all this paperwork, you understand? And I mentioned this before, you understand? They not only talking about the extortion stuff, they talking about how they trying to be made to have this what you call this promotion, this distribution thing. And which I'm finding out they wasn't even gonna be a part of it until later. But they was in fear, like they was trying to be made to be a part of this whole distribution thing that Suge Knight was trying to build up with Rockefeller, because it was Dame Dash, it was Irv Gotti, it was Jay Prince, and Death Row. You understand what I'm saying? So now, everybody wanna know who's this and who's that, and wanna go back and say, yo, how do you know? It came from the horse's mouth. He said he got all the paperwork to prove it. Kirk Burrows said it plenty of times, but nobody won't sit down with him. I mean, like, you won't get none of these, these radio stations and all this stuff like that to sit down with him. He said, I got the paperwork. He got files from the from the DEA and the FBI, all that stuff like that. He got plenty of paperwork behind this whole stuff. But people want to get on here and say, yo, because they not privy to the information, you understand, directly from the people who was involved. And you get a person like me that don't give a damn, and I'll repeat it and tell it. Oh, dude capping, dude looking for attention. No, it happened. Now other people coming out talking about it. They putting Jay-Z was a part of it. They telling their story, and it all is coincide what we said years ago, when we said on platforms before, when we said on your show before. So I can't worry about what these cats are saying. They doing it for the views, bruh. They doing it because they don't have nothing else to talk about. Like I said before, they're gonna look at this and make a show about it. Keep helping that platform, Art.
So Puffy told, but Jay-Z, I didn't know about that. So Jay-Z, he told too?
Said that years ago, man. Said that years ago. What are you gonna do? They gonna do whatever. Yo, listen to me. They're the reason why rap in New York went down the drain. They made sure that these young cats didn't come up with platforms and didn't come up with situations. Like Jay-Z, let me tell you something,
Jay-Z and Diddy are really good at plotting against people. Some think they might have helped get Suge Knight put in jail by giving information to the authorities.
All right, so let me ask you a question, because P Diddy is he's up there, and especially South.
He's not up there no more.
Well, he was, right?
He's not up there no more. He's done.
I know, but he was well known.
It's another R. Kelly
So
now.
all right, he's an R. Kelly.
Recently, R. Kelly, who's known for his hit, I Believe I Can Fly, has been speaking up a lot, especially since Diddy's accusations. People are guessing he's trying to find a way out. According to his team, the claims in the lawsuit are quite alike.
Would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right. Until you hear the explanation. You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity, just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me, R. Kelly did this to me. And if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing.
What's your thoughts about that? Maybe it's just this drug.
That's a good ass question. That's a good fucking question that needs to be asked. What are the thoughts about that? If you are watching, leave a comment below. You know what I mean? But that's a good fucking question, B.